Hey, what's going on? This is your boy Solo Mission back on here with yet another video for the channel. This is digging into the political injustice that we see here. Again, my videos are unbiased. So when I see injustice go on, I will come on here and address it. Now, we talking about the latest shooting in Minneapolis, Minnesota, which remind me of the case in Seattle, Washington, or Washington period, that happened with Charlena Lyles, which was a mother. She was pregnant, slim, petite woman. She called 911 for assistance because she felt someone was breaking into her home. She did have a knife in her hand to protect herself. And when the officers got there to her house, there was previous information that Miss Lyles may have some kind of mental capacity issues. And so my question with that case is, why wasn't a female officer present to give some kind of comfort? Now, the kicker with that case is, in a span of 3 minutes, they was able to arrive on the scene, give Charlene Lyles some kind of comfort, and yet, in the same span of 3 minutes, give comfort and then yet shoot her. 2 different officers, killing her. So a slim, petite woman that was pregnant ended up losing her life, calling the police for assistance. That was in Washington. Now let's move forward to Minneapolis, Minnesota. Now this woman here in the latest incident, where she called 911 and she was seeking assistance because she heard something going on in the alleyway near her home or what have you. She greeted the officers, coming out to let the officers know, hey, I was the one that called you guys. I need the assistance, so on and so forth. She had her night clothes on, if you will. Clearly not a threat, but as the officers, or at least the driver's side officer, claims that they heard a noise which startled them. So I guess these 2 officers cannot work on the 4th of July, right? Because, when you hear noise, i.e. firecrackers, no pun, crackers, I guess, you're going to be startled when you hear noise, like firecrackers. So these officers damn sure can't work on the 4th of July, right? But anyway, they heard a noise and was startled. And I'm assuming, I hate to assume, because the first 3 letters of assume is what? A, S, and S. And when you assume shit, you make an ass out of yourself, right? Right. Let's move forward, shall we? Again, I hate to assume, but I'm assuming that at the same time they heard this noise, the woman that called 911 was approaching the vehicle simultaneously. And I guess with the noise and this so-called officer not knowing where the noise is coming from, and now you have a female rapidly approaching the vehicle, he felt the need to quickly grab his weapon, reach over the driver side police officer, and shoot through the driver side door. I guess that's the spin they're going to put on it. And so my question is, again, where is the justice? Now, they claim that the body cameras has to be turned on. Every time I think about these body cameras, I just reflect to Rodney King and I just shake my head. For fucking what is the question? Because Rodney King was getting his ass whooped and there was video. And those officers were what? Cleared. So what really is the purpose of body camera if when you have stuff on video, you still get off? So they so-called police force is now going to investigate why these 2 officers didn't turn on their body camera. Now, for any so-called Black Lives Matter which I can't stand you motherfuckers. Because see, you put the emphasis on black lives, but you're not getting out here in the black neighborhoods and curbing the black on black violence. And when we have police involved incidents against other race, you quiet as hell too. Well, I think Black Lives Matter should be all inclusive, nigga. To take a stand. See, the Black Lives Matter, if you're going to really do something with it, should be for this new millennial generation to include all race of millennials and younger. Because y'all supposed to be the generation that's supposed to move this so-called civil rights movement part 2 forward. Martin Luther King, Coretta Scott, Ralph David Abernathy, Hosea Williams, Jesse Jackson is fading. And so I'm constantly disappointed with Black Lives Matter because you have a major opportunity to make a statement and impact, and yet you consistently drop the ball. Don't get out here when an African American female or male is shot, because we're going to always protest that shit, just like the media is going to always sensationalize the shit because it gives them the ratings. They know it's going to always have a racist undertone with this country, and so it's going to make national and headline news. But what about this lady here? What about all the other cases that never get reported? And so, here we go again. Female calls for some assistance. These officers, instead of having their body camera on, because they answering a call. So, number one, I don't even understand why they even able to control the body cameras. See, that right there remind me of the incident in Chicago, where Paul O'Neill was shot in the back. And you hear the officer in that video walking around telling everybody, shit, body camera on, hush, shut up, don't say nothing, fuck shit. And to this day, they still haven't came out and said why Paul O'Neill was shot in his back in that video camera footage. Still don't know. Ain't nobody said nothing, just washed it under the rug now. You know, I see the future here. I get it. Like I said in previous videos, after a while, they're going to have fake-ass doctors up there on the podium. You know, every time they have a shooting, they always have the little police force up there on the podium. Typically, they have a black-ass African-American house nigger sitting there talking and shit. I.e. slavery days, you know, to keep all the niggers in line. Look, niggers, yeah, that's another shooting, but I need you slave niggers to not run off master's plantation, okay, niggers? You know, that dialect, if you will. Same shit. Just like they had the house niggers out there and the slaves on the porch telling all the slaves in the field what to do. Same shit. So, I'm looking for that typical black ass motherfucker to get his ass on the podium and tell us to not do anything and everything's gonna be alright and all that bullshit. Cause they always do it. I'm hoping one day we actually get some justice, but like I said, I see the future here. And it's clear now. Eventually they're gonna have some doctors up there on the podium with them motherfuckers. And they're going to take a couple of comments, and then they're going to go to the doctor, and they're going to say, well, you know, when you have an officer that do this and this and this under stress, he's mentally incapacitated, and that means he can't accurately think and shoot. Bullshit is what I'm trying to say here. I'm waiting for it because I know it's going to happen, ass nigga. I'm waiting for it. I already just predicted the goddamn future because I'm waiting for it. They're going to have the goddamn doctors up there on the podium telling you the reason why this officer or officers shot someone because of some kind of mental ass disease that it just happened to happen under motherfucking stress. And that is the reason why the officer should get off and go home to his or her family, because of that temporarily mental blockage. Mark my word. I hope this family gets some kind of justice, some kind of understanding why a female can be shot approaching a police car when she is the one that called for assistance. I'm hoping that Black Lives Matter and any other organization that comes up in the future becomes somewhat of an all-inclusive for this new millennial generation and younger. Someone that's actually holding these senators and lawmakers in these states accountable, not just going and vote for them, not listen to the little cookie cutter shit they say to get your vote, and they don't do half the shit that they promise you in these urban and rural ass areas, because they good for it. That's why they send emails back and forth. I don't mean nothing I say. I just said that shit to get the nigger vote. They do it all the time. Never am I surprised. Never am I asleep either. Always woke. Because the Illuminati is real. But again, as we ask for justice in this case, because I'm not getting on here and just going to only speak for Black Lives Matter. All lives goddamn matter. So everybody should be treated equally and fair in this stupid ass country, which still belongs to the Native Americans. I guess we don't forget that part. But I guess we're going to continue to see this here until people really take a stand and demand some real justice. And not just the cute ass shit. Not just the get out there and protest and throw some bottles and here they come with the army tanks and G.I. Joe men and shit and throwing tear gas. No, not that. Because why are we doing that? There needs to be dialogue here to curb this nonsense here. But like I said, it's going to continue to go on and on. Because see, as long as they got these little unions to protect these motherfuckers when they do wrong, whether it's video footage or not, it's going to be all good. Y'all better stay woke, man. Rest in peace to that woman. Rest in peace to Charlene Lyles. Anybody else that died in the future.